Hello guys, welcome to another video, and today we're going to be discussing about how to actually install Linux under Windows. So I found this from my YouTube recommendations of like what videos I should make and what videos my audience might watch. I don't know, I'm just experimenting with how well that will then like get recommended to people watching my channel. So yeah, let's get right into it. So as we can see here, we've got Mint. Why Mint? I mean, you can go with any distro, but like most people who are new to Linux use Mint, and a lot of people do recommend Mint for first users. So me too, I do recommend Mint because it's based on Ubuntu, which is really well documented, and so basically whatever works under Ubuntu will work under Mint. So if you've got a solution of like installing something or something that is not behaving perfectly, if it's fixed under Ubuntu, there is a really high chance that you'll get it fixed under Mint. So how do you download Mint? You just Google Mint Linux. Or Linux Mint, and it will bring you to this website, or you should go to linuxmint.com and you'll be greeted with this website, and here we can already see the download button. So there's this Zia version of Mint which comes with, I think it's Cinnamon. So this is the actual standard version, which I do recommend downloading. But if you do want other versions of Mint, you can also see there are like LMDE versions, and you can also go to all versions which will have Mate and XFCE versions as well. You can also see that they also have like I don't know what Edge ISO is, but anyway. So what we're going to do is we're going to press download, and here again the flavors. So Cinnamon, you're gonna have a desktop environment looking like this. Well, that's really low resolution. Let me try to open it up. Okay, here we go. Or can I do that here? No. Okay, so you're gonna have something looking like this. So your start menu is gonna have like this Windows 7 looking thing. If you don't want that, if you want like a more Windows XP experience, this is for you. This I think is XFCE, but I mean you should really go with the stock one, which is the one that is most documented. I mean, after a certain time, like with your experience with Linux, you're gonna be fine with every single one, but like for the first experience, I do think an experience that's standardized is way better. So here we go, we've also got the Mate version. So these don't matter as long as you don't prefer like the desktop environment. And for reals though, we're just installing this under a VM, and I'm going to show you how to install it under a VM because that's how you're going to install it under Windows, so that you can test it out and experiment with it in VM. Try out some programs, not something too intensive, because like as you might know, you can't really run a lot of stuff in VMs. For example, graphics programs, games. But before you actually switch, if you're considering switching, which I think that's what you're doing watching this video, yeah, you can already go and like test out Google Chrome, test out Discord, then test out your other programs and see if they actually work under a VM. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna press download, and it says 3 GB of file size, which is already a positive compared to Windows. I mean, you can find Linuxes that are smaller than this. I believe Ubuntu is like a lot larger than Mint. And we've got the installation guide. We're not going to follow that because it's really easy. It's just basically a couple of nexts being pressed, and yeah, you'll get to your final spot. And here we go. We are just gonna verify? No, we're not gonna verify. We're just gonna go. I'm based in around Europe, so let's see where we can download it from, which is, let's go from, okay, let's just download from Germany, wherever, C48.uk. Okay, yeah, okay, here we go. We're gonna start downloading. These mirrors are quite slow. Is there no torrent? No, apparently. No? Okay. So if you don't know how to install VirtualBox, you basically search up VirtualBox on Google or something, and it will bring up virtualbox.com, which is this website. And here you're gonna go to download. You're gonna find this pop up here. You're gonna want to find Windows hosts, or if you're on the Mac, you're gonna want either of these. I would say though, you can't run Mint on an Apple Silicon host, at least the x86 version, which we can see, yeah, see, 64-bit. So, I mean, oh, yeah. Well, you can also download it with a torrent, apparently. Yeah, so you can't actually run it on Apple Silicon hosts, as far as I know. So if you've got an Intel Mac that works, Apple Silicon, I have no idea. I haven't actually tried it. And Windows hosts here. You're just gonna download the Windows host thing, and you're gonna install it like you do any other program. If you do want to see how you do that, like step by step, I will link a video down below. But yeah, if we have that done, we're gonna have VirtualBox installed on our PC. So it's just a matter of opening it and running it. Why can I not type? So Oracle VirtualBox. So if you're installing VirtualBox for the first time, you're not going to have most of these options here, because of course you're not going to have the VMs. But so we're just going to disregard these. They shouldn't like bother us. You're going to see a interface like this. Yeah, the decorations on the window, the icons here might be different, might be the Microsoft ones on Windows and the Apple ones on this side if you're using a Mac. So yeah, that aside, everything else should be like more or less the same, except for the theming. Like it might be in light mode, it might have like some different icons here, or the placement might be different, but it doesn't matter. You're just gonna have to find this new button, and when you click that new button, you can see that we have a name section here, a folder, an ISO section. We're just gonna go for Mint, and as you can see, it just like defaulted to Ubuntu here, so it set the OS to be an Ubuntu based OS. So that can already, I mean, that's just optimization. I don't know what it does necessarily, but I don't know, it just classifies just like so. And you can see this folder here. This really matters if you do have like less space in your C drive, and you do have like a dedicated D drive or something else that you want to install it into. For me, that's the case, because I don't want to install it in my C drive, which is an SSD. Well, I'm fine with it being installed in the HDD, which is my secondary drive, because it's larger. And yeah, so if you do have an issue like that, you just have to find your own directory. Again, I'm in Linux. My directories are a little different than yours, so you're just gonna have to specify where you want to download it to. Okay, so we're done. I pointed it to my default VirtualBox folder location. I don't know why it doesn't show it there every single time, but yeah, your mileage may vary on that. And here is the ISO file. As we can see, we have it downloaded here, the previous one. So yeah, what we're gonna do now is we're actually gonna choose that ISO file to go into this ISO image thing. And yeah, we'll just go to this file, copy its location, which we can do in Linux. It's fast, but like you're just gonna have to make sure this you're gonna just select this file, other, and go to the file in your downloads folder, which you just downloaded, which is the Linux Mint something something cinnamon 64bit.iso file. And I'm just going to copy it here, and it already does see it, and here we go. Unattended OS, we're install. We're going to skip that. Why? Because it's going to install it for you, and actually this is educational to see how easy it is to install Linux. So we're just going to skip that, and we're going to actually learn how easy it is to set up Linux, and yeah, to break these stereotypes, as I did in my other video. But this is for you to experiment with it in a VM. Here we go. So this is where you just give it some resources. If you have 8 gigs of RAM, you can give it 2, you can give it 4. I personally have 48, so I'm going to give it 8 gigs of VRAM. Wait, 8 gigs of VRAM. So here we go. I have 36 CPU cores, so I'm just going to give it 16 just to be fast. Now if you give it the lower CPU cores, it's going to be slower, but you have to remember that your main system, the non-virtual machine, should also have cores assigned to it, because otherwise you're going to have a messed up experience. And you also want to have at least 4 gigs of RAM assigned to your host, so it doesn't also lack on that vector as well. So yeah, let's go ahead. You can also like comment those down below if you don't know exactly how much RAM you have to allocate or stuff like that. I will try to answer as quickly as possible. So here we go, we've got the hard drive location again. Now I've got it for 25 gigs, and for this video I'll just keep it short. 25 gigs is good for me, but if you want to experiment with it, I do recommend enabling 100 gigs, because you're going to be installing stuff, you're going to be trying stuff. So yeah, just have it 100 gigs here. For me it's just going to be 25. It doesn't make any difference. Just if you do have disk space on your PC, enable 100 gigs. That's more than enough. So you're not going to change anything here, and we're just going to press finish. So if we bring up the VirtualBox menu here, we are going to see that we have Mint. It's going to be up here for you. We're going to see that you have Mint here, which is powered off, and you're going to see this menu. I recommend increasing this video memory if your graphics card allows it, which most graphics cards nowadays do allow more than 16 megabytes. That depends on how much VRAM you have, so video memory you have. So yeah, mine is a 3090, so it has 24 gigs. So this is not 1/10th, but I think 100th of what it can do. So yeah, I can run 100 VMs at this, and it will still be it will still not even get close to how much I have. No, it will get close, but still, yeah. Here we go. So we can already start the machine by pressing this, and yeah, here we go. You've got the virtual machine, and we're just going to install Linux here. It says start Linux Mint. You can also start in compatibility mode, but because you're doing this in a VM, it really doesn't matter. So you're just going to start Linux Mint as is, and here we go. It's going to start Linux Mint. Don't get scared if it does this. This is just a verbose boot. It's something that Linux does. It's actually really important when you understand it. You can basically how do you know like how Windows boots sometimes and it might crash, and if it crashes some kind of string of characters and you have to put into like a web search to actually find what it is. In Linux you can actually see what's causing your system to slow down and disable it. And stop it from slowing down. So as you can see, we've got Mint here, but this is not Mint installed. This is Mint being opened from the ISO file. So yeah, we're just gonna want to install it. But if you do want to, you can just like explore Mint from this menu here, and yeah, um, you can open the terminal, go to Firefox for a web browser experience, browse your files, go and explore these applications. And yeah, but for this video's purposes, and I think it's recommended for you to do this as well, we'll just install Linux Mint with the installation disk file here. You're just gonna have to double click that, just like you would do in Windows, and we're gonna see if it works. Okay, so here we go. So we've got English. We're gonna continue here. Oh, we've got English. Yeah, well, it depends on which region you want to have. Like if you write in the UK version of the keyboard. I personally have a US keyboard. I really don't understand like other keyboards. So yeah, here we go. So yeah, you're going to press continue as well. This is what you're gonna have to install if you just want to play some other video formats and stuff like that. It's just generally recommended to press this. It doesn't harm anything, so yeah, we're just gonna continue. It just takes like a few seconds more to install than it was without it. So yeah, here we go. We're preparing Ubuntu drivers, which again, a lot of things show that Mint is based on Ubuntu, so you're going to have a lot more documentation. Erase disk and install Linux Mint. As this is in a virtual machine, you're not scared of erasing your disk because you just created a disk, a virtual disk, during the VM setup, and assigned 100 gigs or 25 depending on how much you installed, assigned. And so you're just gonna erase disk. But if you're doing this under real hardware, don't do that because that might destroy your Windows install. Okay, so now it's gonna ask you where you're from. So you're just gonna press wherever you're from. So yeah, I'll just go for a random location in yeah, South Africa, Johannesburg. Why is it Johannesburg down here? Where's Cape Town? What? Oh yeah, you can actually search the whole like cities here. What? Okay, whatever. Apparently Cape Town is here, not here. How's it a Cape Town then? Yeah? I mean, okay. Okay, Linux Mint. Okay. You fooled us this time. So you're just going to put down the PC name. We're just going to do YouTube video. It's going to say VirtualBox because that's the host it's connected to. This is the computer's name, and we're just going to put testing grounds. So in the event of actually using this PC, which we're not because it's a VM, in the wild. So if, for example, if you're in a cafe or something, you're just transferring a file or doing something on the network, your PC is going to be visible as testing grounds. And username YouTube. Choose a password, which we would require because Linux does require a password. We're just going to go for a simple 1234, just like that. Here, see my password. Just go try to actually log into my YouTube. It's the same password, JK by the way. Here we go. So continue here, and we're just pretty much going to start installing the Mint experience, which we have here. So yeah, it's gonna install Mint slowly but surely, and yeah, I'll see you when it's done. I think I'll time-lapse this part, by the way. Okay, so now I'm not going to explain what happened. A lot of stuff happened, and basically my microphone died. I was waiting for way too long because I set my time zone to South Africa, and I think I got connected to South African servers, and the actual files were not downloading properly. So yeah, now we're back. I need a new microphone because this one is not going to be ideal. I have to scream as loud as I can so you guys can hear me. And yeah, so inconveniences aside, let's go. So it says continue testing or restart now, which we're not going to do because like continue testing, I mean, you're limited to the test environment, which actually resets from what I know after every reboot. So what we're actually going to do is we're actually going to restart and into the actual system that we're going to be using and experimenting with in the VM. And you just press restart now and it should restart. And it says remove the installation medium, which you'll go up to, let me see, optical drives, the devices, optical drives, and it should be off. And here we go. We're going to press enter and Mint should be already loading up. Let's see. Yeah, optical drive empty. So it did empty it for us. So it does detect. So remember when we initially wrote Mint down in the name, it just like changed it to Ubuntu in the description. So I think that is an optimization, and that has to do with this. Okay, so we've got the Mint logo going for a second there, and now we're loading into the graphical user interface. We can already see the mouse pointer, which is already a good sign. And here we go, Mint loaded, and here it says welcome to Linux Mint, and stuff like that. You can explore this. But what I'm going to show you is like the apt command and what you can do with it. Here you can do whatever you want. There are a lot of videos that will guide you to actually get to your location, like your destination. Yeah, I'm going to tell you what sudo does, what apt does. So sudo is basically run as administrator in Linux, and apt is basically your app store, but like a command line app store. So we're going to install sudo apt install fast fetch. Okay, unable to. Neo fetch. Don't worry, that will come up in, yeah, here we go. We can just run neo fetch, which is the fetching application of choice here. Or maybe they have fast fetch as well. Fetch, here we go. No fetch, fast fetch. Okay, those don't really matter. The thing that matters is apt, which is the app store again. It just installs a lot of packages. It does what you have to, what you need it to do. And now we'll go to the store just to like give you a sneak peek of what this thing can do. So we've got Software Manager, which is the actual store of Mint. Linux Mint, and a lot of other Linux distributions, because the way Linux works is it has like a few centered marketplaces. For example, again, apt, it's not marketplace because you're not actually buying anything, but like anyway. So you have apt for Debian based distros, you have Pacman for Arch based distros, you have DNF for Fedora based distros, you have other stuff for other based distros. I mean, that is something you would get into when you actually use Linux. But for now, there's like, and every single one of these distros can also have like snaps, which is something that Ubuntu made, but like it's used everywhere, so you can, it's like a universal thing. And also, the more widely used version of snaps, which is, I mean, it's not a version of snap, well, it's something similar to snaps, which is Flatpak, which a lot of things have, and this store is also based on that. So as you can see, you have like FlatHub, that's the actual like repository or store, you might call of Flatpaks. So if you install this Telegram package, you know it's a Flatpak. So you can actually install the proper Telegram package, which is, you're just gonna run, search Telegram, and what you're gonna do is find the do we even have the non-FlatHub version? I don't know. Anyway, the Steam one we do. So Steam, you're just gonna search up Steam, and you can see here it doesn't have FlatHub installed, and it shows you that it's a system package. So yeah, it's a system package. It's not a Flatpak package. So this is the one you want to install compared to the FlatHub one. So yeah, that's basically it. I will have a video on the screen or on a pop-up which you can check, which is about actually destroying the stereotypes about Linux. I recommend you to watch other people's videos about Linux, also because I don't think I answered everything in that video, because there's infinite questions when you have a new operating system. I recommend you to go to Reddit and other sites like that to actually discuss Linux distros, discuss installation methods and stuff like that. And yeah, I hope you have a good day. And unlike my day where my the merchandise broke, let's just say that. So yeah, I hope you have a nice day, and bye.
Hello 19-year-olds, don't worry anymore, because now you have the same OS as PewDiePie does again, at least virtually, which I hope one day will be native.